I'm Corey Long with Siegel Auction Galleries, and today I wanted to talk about a few of the most beautiful United States stamps. No, I'm not talking about the $1 Western Cattle in the Storm from the Trans-Mississippi issue, and I'm also not talking about the 24-cent inverted Jenny airmail error, an example of which we recently sold for $2 million. And I'm also not talking about this, although there's an argument to be made because who doesn't love Bugs Bunny? We're talking about the high denomination revenue stamps from the 1860s and early 1870s. We'll link to a separate video on revenue stamps, but essentially they were created from Civil War era tax acts that taxed things like playing cards, medicines, and documents, especially, including high value transactions for real estate and other things. And in that process, they issued three separate stamps, which I'll show, which we think are the most beautiful in United States philately. The first is the $200 USIR from the mid-1860s. And this is a complete sheet of 8, which is extremely rare, and this will be in the Brian Bleckwenn collection of United States revenues next week. This is a trial color proof of the same stamp. And as you can see, the intricate engraving and Washington design is just fabulous and not seen on any other kind of stamps. The reason these came about in this format was an attempt to prevent reuse, so the government wouldn't be defrauded. It would be extremely hard to counterfeit these. But the two most beautiful of the three we're talking about are called the Persian rugs. They were issued after the one I just showed, and they are the small and the large Persian rug. This is the small one, which is a $200 stamp and is very scarce, difficult to come by, and spectacular with its engraving. And then the granddaddy of the high value revenues is the $500 Persian rug. And I think it's safe to say there's nothing else like this. It's second to none in U.S. philately with its design. This is very rare. There are 87 recorded in the Siegel census of this stamp, which you can find on our website and see images and history of the examples, and was used on very high value documents, hundreds of thousands of dollar value transactions. So in summary, most collectors would think of normal postage stamps as the most beautiful or pick their favorite of that as the most beautiful. But we think these high value revenues take the cake as the most beautiful United States stamp.